Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing my May wrap up. May was a rocky month. I didn't have the best reading month in May and it kind of put me into a reading slump, but I'm happy to report that I'm actually out of it now. And it's funny because I made some videos, I made a video to try to help me, but I haven't uploaded it yet and it's not actually going up until next week. So it's gonna be a little outdated, but I still hope that it helps someone because it helped me. And I mean, that's why I did it. So yeah, I'm doing like a little bit of a get out of a reading slump video and it's coming out next week. So it's fine, but it worked. So I'm here. And so we're gonna talk about kind of everything that happened. I think I'm gonna go in the order that I read these books because they kind of tell a story of how this all happened. So number one, we start out with a DNF. I DNF'd A Cowboy for Keeps by Jody Hedlund. I finally did it. So it was unbearably cheesy, and that's the bottom line. That's why I DNF'd it, because the writing and even the storyline, everything about it, and I couldn't get past it. It was so cheesy. Yeah, because like I don't even really, sometimes I like Western, but a lot of the time I don't, and this is one of the ones that I was like, I just can't. So I DNF'd it and I wouldn't recommend it. So yeah, but there we go. I finally did give it a shot. Now we know. So then I did finish The Defiance by Gallier, and I gave it 2 stars. So because like I started this in April and I wasn't into it, so I put it down for a bit, but I was like, no, I need to finish it or I never will. I was like underwhelmed. Not even that. I just feel like, collect yourself. What do I want to say about this? I feel like the plot pacing was wonky for me. And I just felt like annoyed at these characters and just kind of annoyed about the whole thing. And to me, it got big again, like in scale, and it just felt unrealistic, which like, it's a story and it's about spiritual warfare, so cool, but it just felt like there were way too many adults that sucked, and then the ones that weren't in it enough. I wanted to see more adults because this kid was frustrating, and then so was his girlfriend. I forget all the names. Rayanne, girl. I don't know. I mean, it's a dysfunctional family. It's real, it's legit. But I just didn't like reading it, I guess. It just frustrated me. Just my opinion, right? So like, still an amazing trilogy. I think it's so cool that it even exists. I think Gallier is talented. I definitely want to read more books by her, but I just didn't quite like where the characters went in this trilogy. I think the first book is the strongest and it's my favorite, so that's how I will say that. Okay, then we kind of had a little uptick. I read Breakwater by Catherine Jones Payne, and this was a random, super random NetGalley book that I've had since 2017. I think I started NetGalley in 2017, and I was really into mermaids, so that's why I requested this book, but then I never read it because sometimes NetGalley ebooks, the formatting is bad, and I don't like reading it. Oh yeah, because also back then I was really into reading ebooks, so like ebooks on the iBooks app on your Apple phone, because you can scroll this way. I've gotten used to it now, but I prefer like the infinite scroll. I don't like turning pages on the phone when you read ebooks, but that's all that NetGalley ebooks offer. And most ebooks now too are not infinite scroll enabled. And I just love the infinite scroll. I really do. I read it like really fast then, you know? easier to skim once again. But anyway, so I requested this one, but it wasn't Infinite Scroll, so that's why I didn't read it. Did you need that whole backstory? You got it anyway. So anyways, I finally read this because I don't know, I saw it there and I was like, now's the time. I mean, I've had 2 duds in a row. Let's just like throw a curveball out there and read this book, and I loved it. So I gave it 4 stars, and it's like a fun book. I'd highly recommend it. Okay, so yes, it follows mermaids under the sea. There's a mermaid like kingdom, and it's so cool because like you kind of get a bit of the history backstory, and mermaids have like settled throughout the ocean. So there's like kingdoms throughout the ocean, which is like really cool to think about. And then also these other creatures exist that are called naiads, and I don't know what they look like. I can't picture what they are. I don't know if they look like mermaids or if they're something else, but they can talk. I don't know, but they are basically the slaves of mermaids. They're like the lower class, and they can manipulate water, so that's why mermaids are like freaked out by them, because they feel like they can't trust them. So you follow this girl who is the daughter of the advisor to the king. So she's a pretty high-ranking official, and she is engaged to a guy who is a part of the guard, I think, the palace guard, which is also like a pretty prestigious thing. He's a nobleman of some kind, but she catches him killing a naiad, and so she breaks up with him and she reports him, and the story is about the political upheaval of that. And it was really satisfying to read. I really liked the characters, I liked the writing, I liked where it went. It made me want to read the next book, and I have no idea how to get my hands on it. I think it's a trilogy, and it's like really amazing. I really liked it. It's so random. I'm like, I have these feelings about it because I'm like, out of nowhere, it's like basically a fantasy book, and I really liked it, so. Okay, then I also read a very unexpected book. I didn't plan to read this book, but anyways, I'll explain myself. So I read The Body Keeps the Score. Don't remember the author. I think it's a dude. I struggle with anxiety, and it's like fairly intense sometimes. And I wondered if this book would give me some insight into what's going on inside that I can't see, that doesn't make any sense to me. And this wasn't quite that. It was very intense, very detailed, very scientific. And it was about more like trauma that happens in childhood, and then also like PTSD from war veterans. And he like talks about the brain, parts of the brain, chemicals. Like, it was fascinating, but it didn't really speak to my situation. So I gave it 3 stars. Yeah. And that's all I'll say. Okay, then. I read Skyward by Sanderson. What a story about this one. Okay, I was buddy reading it with Holly. What a roller coaster that was. Holly, my heart goes out to you. I gave it 3.5 stars. I guess rounded up to 4. Really, it's more like a 3. I'm really sad about this. But I truly don't understand the appeal. Well, a little bit. I understand the appeal a little bit. But I just found a lot of things to be kind of dull. Kind of just like fine. I didn't hate it. And I was like, sure, yeah, I'll keep reading it. But I wasn't like, oh, this is amazing, you know? I don't get it. Yeah. And then the ending made no sense to me. I have no idea what happened in the end. I didn't understand it. And even like right before the end, don't understand. What did Spencer do? I have no idea. It doesn't make any sense to me. And even like the stars, I don't understand. Are the stars the Krell? Is that what they're called? Krell? Is that, see, I don't know. I don't know. So there you go. Okay. I mean, yeah. My favorite parts were, see, I forget all the names. It's been a while. Her friend, Rig, is that his name? I liked him, even though he wasn't in it much. I did like her leader guy. What's his name? Jerkface? His call name is Jerkface. it's gone. I don't know. And even just this whole thing, I just am like, I don't care about this. I don't know. It didn't work. I don't know. Okay, it was a letdown. It was a major letdown. I don't even know if I'm gonna read the next book. I'm really sorry. Please still like me as a person. I'm really sorry. I don't know what happened with this book, but yeah. Watch Holly's wrap up because she'll have some words about this book as well. I mean, maybe she will. Yeah. So by that time, after that book, I was in a reading slump. I was like, why do I even read? What's the point? Like, no. But I was bored. I was like, nothing is working here. But then, a little gem in the rough. I read The Art of Losing Yourself by Katie Ganshert, and I read it with a subscriber named Bailey, and she's wonderful. She comments on my videos, and she's amazing, and I really like her. And it's amazing. It's a really good book. So, what it's about. It is about, it's a really good book, okay? I just need you to know that, okay? Here we go. It is about two sisters. One sister is like 16, and her mom is a drunk, and she basically runs away because she's like, my mom sucks, I hate school, I'm running away. She runs away to her aunt's hotel or bed and breakfast, and so that's her story. And then you also follow her older sister who has a different dad, but same mom, who is a really successful meteorologist. She's married to a really cute guy. She seems to have a perfect life, but they are infertile, and she's had 6 miscarriages, and she is broken inside. And you follow the two of them because the aunt's hotel is in the same town as older sister lives. And so when the younger sister comes, they meet up, and the younger sister ends up living with the older sister, and it's their relationship, it's the marriage, it's the little romance with the younger sister and a cute dude. And it was brilliant. It was brilliant. The faith, okay, for both characters, and the display of what a healthy relationship looks like on both ends, what quality Christian men are. Seriously, it was so good. So that was like, oh yes. But because that was so amazing, I almost went back into a slump because I was like, nothing's gonna beat this book now. So once again, I don't feel like reading. So backfired a bit. But then, yeah, because also started reading Distant Echoes with Chloe. And this book, I DNF'd it because I started reading it. And the first chapter, not even the first chapter, the first section, because chapters are super long, the first section of chapter 1 was like so exciting because this girl is on a boat, and then there's an explosion, and she and her dolphin friend like save a bunch of people, and it was really exciting. But then, number 1, there's a lot of characters, and their names are kind of all Hawaiian-ish, so they're hard to pronounce because I don't recognize them. And then when there's names that are in italics as well, she used italics a lot, and I think it was when she was speaking Hawaiian or using Hawaiian words, but I'm so unfamiliar with it. It made it hard to get into the book. And then, first of all, chapters being really long, and I just didn't connect with the characters soon enough to care. I got to chapter 5, and yeah, Chloe and I were like, we need to stop. This is kind of sucking. Like, the whole mystery, I don't like it when the government is the bad guy, or there's like corruption in the government. I just don't want to read about that. So yeah, that's kind of where the story was going, and I was like, I don't want to read this. And then, to be honest, the dolphin stuff was kind of cheesy too, but I mean, I didn't mind it, but yeah. So that also put me in a reading slump. So by now I was desperate, because like at the end of the month, and I'm like, what am I gonna do? this month has been terrible. I mean, how can I say that though? The Art of Losing Yourself, seriously, was so good. But as you guys know, I read this book. Yeah. I forgot. Because My Hope Next Door by the same author, like, this is more an O-Sheena book because I feel very close to these characters. But the story of this book is so epically amazing that they rival each other, okay? These books rival each other. The romance in this book is so good. But like the whole growth of the characters are so good. I loved it again. And I cried again. I have been crying a lot. I didn't think this was me, but I cried a lot. Do you guys know, okay? This book follows a girl who's an atheist who gets a job at a church, and she has a romance with the worship leader. Does that not sound amazing? She like moves into her aunt's cabin that she has on her wedding venue place. Like her aunt owns a venue for weddings and that's her job. They have a father-son duo that are like the handyman of the groundsman, and yeah, it's really good. It's so good. The faith is so good, the humor is so good, the writing is so good, her storytelling, like there are like, you know, scenes that are just so good. So there we go. This got me out of the slump, okay? 5 stars again. Out of the slump. I started another book like right away after that book. I'm reading The View from Coral Cove by Amy Clipston. And quick read, already into it, reading it on the Kindle app, and I feel good. So I don't know what physical book I'm gonna start yet, because I just feel like I'm open to all possibilities now. So it feels really good. I have a lot of energy. When I'm like happy, this is what you get. So, oh, and here we go. Like really, what do I start next? I'm kind of leaning towards this book, but I'm also, Beyond the Tides by Liz Johnson is ready for me to pick up at the library. I think I might start that first because 2 months in a row now I haven't read the book for our book club, and 2 months in a row I'm not even gonna be at our little meeting talk that we have. So I really want to read this Liz Johnson book, and I want to be at the live show if I can. I'm excited for June. Really excited. Thank you for watching this video. Yeah. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for commenting. I have an Instagram. Truly, I just want to read this again. This is so good. Seriously, guys. Maybe I'll read the second book because the third book. I'm so excited. The third book, it's coming. I'm so glad I own this because it's like so good. I just want to like read it forever. Now I like don't know what to read, but I want to read everything. See, this is good though. This is good because I will read everything. I'm gonna read that Cove book, and then I really think I'm gonna start this book. But you know what? I'm kind of leaning towards this book. But from Melanie, because I'm just like really interested. Okay, this sounds really good. Dude. I didn't read what it was about, and this was in my TBR video. I should read what it's about. Guys, I think I might read this next. Okay, here we go. Most American teenagers want a vacation in Italy, but the Betterini sisters have spent every summer of their lives among the romantic hills with their archaeologist parents. Stuck among the rubble of medieval castles in rural Tuscany on yet another hot, dusty archaeological site, Gabby and Leah are bored out of their minds, until Gabby places her hand atop a handprint in an ancient tomb and finds herself in 14th century Italy, and worse yet, in the middle of a fierce battle between knights and 2 opposing forces. That sounds really good. But this is book 1 in a series. What if it ends on a cliffhanger? I better check if my library has the rest of these books. But that sounds really good. Thanks, Melanie. Okay, I'm gonna leave that out. Dude. Okay. I like don't want to end this video, so I'm just like stalling and thinking about other things to say. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. By the way, okay, see, I have another thing to say. By the way, I'm gonna start trying to upload on Saturdays as well, so that I have 3 uploads a week. So it'll be Tuesday, Friday, Saturday. So hope you guys are okay with that. And I'm gonna try to kind of make my Saturday videos way more casual and less bookish. For a little bit, they're gonna be they are gonna be bookish because I have so many ideas. But I do still want to make non-bookish videos and like share more of my life and stuff, but I just have so many like bookish ideas that I haven't gotten to non-bookish ideas yet. So yeah, but by the way, I just needed to tell you that for now, maybe like for the summer, I'm gonna try to upload on Saturdays as well. So, because this is going up Friday, yeah. So you're gonna see a video tomorrow. It's my Redeeming Love movie review. So look out for it. 5 a.m. PST. Thank you. I will see you guys then. I'm crazy. Yeah, so they're already... Yeah. Oh. Am I making any sense right now? I feel like I'm going a million miles a minute. I can't even speak. Okay. So, yes. Okay.